Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel if you're new. Wait, no, welcome back to my channel if you are a subscriber. Welcome to my channel if you are new. Please do hit the like and subscribe button if you have not already, and let's get into this video. Before I get going, I just want to make the little caveat that yes, I am wearing the exact same outfit, this awesome sweater, exact same hair and earrings, and no, I didn't just put it on another day. I batch film, so that means I film 3, 4, however many I can handle in a day. And I typically try to change my outfits, but today I was like, you know what? People are gonna get it. So I just filmed a video on this. The supergoop is gonna go up first, so go ahead and check that out. That's why I'm wearing the same thing. Normally I change, but today I did not. But that is not why you are here, right? The reason you are here is to learn about this new Kosas 10-second eyeshadow. This is the old one. This is the shade Globe. This is the new one. What is the shade name? Heat. Appropriate. It's like a rose gold. And what I thought would be interesting to do today is I was first going to put this one on one eye and then this on the other. And I don't necessarily think I'm going to do that. Well, I'm not going to do that because I already know how this one works and I can tell you. And I can also link to a video that I tested this out with another one so you can see like the whole wear test and everything. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put this one on both my eyes, of course, and I'm going to put it on one side without any primer or anything, and then on the other side with a primer, because that was kind of the determining factor for the old one. Like, I needed a base for it to work and to last, and so that's kind of the thing that I'm the most curious about. I think everything else is pretty standard. Like, it looks very similar, not obviously the shade, but like a lot of the things about the formula. So I think that's kind of the one thing that, at least me personally, I'm most interested in. So we're gonna do a full day wear test. It is, what time is it? 11:14 in the morning. I'm gonna wear it all day. I've got places to go, people to see. Not really any, but no one to see, but you know what I mean. So let's get into the specs really quickly. Now, as you can see, as I noticed on the when I got them yesterday, they are quite a bit different in size. The old one has 6 milliliters and the new one has 2 milliliters. And I actually mentioned that on my stories on Instagram. If you don't follow me, go follow me. It's fun. Good times. So I mentioned it on my stories, and Kosas actually messaged me and said the reason why they did that is because this is like a little bit more, I don't know, user-friendly. And they lowered the price. This used to be $22. This is $15. So it's still actually pretty pricey for the amount that you're getting. But I think it's more that like most people are probably not going to go through 6 milliliters. I mean, I've gone through like a quarter, and this is my favorite. So I think it's kind of a smart move, but honestly, $15 is still pretty pricey. The other thing that I noticed, and this was pretty clear to me, one of the first things, oh man, I just looked at my foundation brush. I don't ever use these, but ugh, I need to clean it. Okay. Focus, Dana, focus. The other thing, like important change, is that they reformulated and came out with new shades, and they're all neutrals, which is exactly what I wanted to see. The first shade range, it had like a purple and a blue, and I was kind of like who's gonna wear that? I mean, I know people love that, but I think a lot of people just want neutrals, and so I was so happy when they came out with the neutrals. But then I saw them. I know, I'm so picky, but look at these. I feel like these are kind of all the same shade. I mean, they have nuance and that's great, but I was like, maybe like a little bit of a bigger difference, especially I think for deeper skin tones, it might be hard to see the nuance, but I could be wrong there. That's me being picky. I do love all the shades. It was really hard for me to choose. They did keep Globe. They renamed it, and that was kind of like a lot of people were like, please don't just like get rid of it. But they did keep it, and I did not get that because obviously I don't need a new one, so I got this new like rose gold one. The other thing, the big change obviously, is the formula. So this one, let's see, can you see? It's gonna be hard to tell in this light, but it's liquid, like liquid. And when you open it up, if you are not careful, it can just spill out of there. So I think that was one of the biggest complaints, which is a fair complaint. And this one, it just operates like a cream shadow, but it has the same kind of like liquidy formula. So it's pretty interesting, I would say. All right, now we're gonna put it on my face. Oh, I guess I should do a swatch of just kind of the differences beforehand. So let's do that first. Hello, this is my face. Okay, this is the old Kosas Globe. And as I said, you have to be very careful with the bottle. I mean, if you can still get it, I would say recommend it. I do love it. So look at that. It is just the most stunning shade, and you can layer it, like you can put it on heavy like that and like kind of let it sit, and that's when it's going to be at its most pigmented. You can sheer it out, and then it kind of diffuses it a little bit. I don't know why I went so far onto that side. It's very hard sometimes. Swatches are not my forte. Now, this is the new shade. Look at that. It feels even more pigmented than the old one, and that is the full on without diffusing. And then I'm gonna go in with a separate finger. This is the one I used before. And I would say that you kind of need less of this than the old one. It does just feel more pigmented. Okay, so those were the swatches. Now we're gonna do my face. And I have noticed that it does feel very pigmented, so I would recommend kind of like scraping it off on the sides, because you can always build up, but it's harder to kind of take it away. So I'm gonna do the first eye without anything on. I have maybe like a little bit of my tinted sunscreen, but I wouldn't consider it to be like a base at all. So you can blend it out with your finger or a brush. They always kind of show a finger because it's supposed to be a 10-second eyeshadow. So if you're doing it in 10 seconds, probably not going to reach for a brush. So it seems less pigmented on my eye than it seemed on my hand. Okay, we'll do one layer, and now I'm going to go into the other eye with pretty much my favorite base, which is the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I have the shade Medium. Okay, so we've got the base on, and now I'm gonna cover it with the eyeshadow. We're gonna go in with a second coat. Okay, I'm gonna take you out into natural lighting because it's a little hard to see in this lighting. My first thoughts, looking at myself in the mirror, I do prefer on this side with the base. I just feel like there's a bit more pigment, which makes sense because I do have kind of like pigmented pigmented eyelids. So I typically use a base to give it an opaque base. So I do like this side better. It operates, I'm just blending them out now. It operates very similarly to the old one in that you can build it up with coats, but it is kind of a sheer thing. It's a wash of color and it has like slight shimmer in it, which is kind of why the old one was so beautiful. It's just kind of there, but not. So I don't think that the formula is too different. It's not different in a bad way at all. This shade though, I do feel like maybe on deeper skin tones, this shade is not going to be noticeable. Like I'm more like a light medium in the summer. So even on me, it feels like it's not showing as much as maybe it would on lighter skin tones. So that's something to keep in mind. You can't even see my mouth when I'm talking. All right, let's zoom out and talk about it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is a full day wear test, obviously. I'm gonna try to get about 8 hours in, but I'll do check-ins, and I'm gonna do a check-in in a little bit out in natural lighting because I think you'll be able to see the color a little bit better, but I don't hate it at all. I just wanna see how it wears because that's kind of like the kicker for me. We'll see if my left eye remains intact. It'll be so funny if I come back and it's just like reddish pink. Well, you know, like rose gold, and then this one is just not. So that shall be fun, right? All right, stick around and I'll let you know how it goes. This is in natural lighting and I'm in my like little outdoor area. It's subtle and you can see more of like the rose, not gold, rose, whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like it is there. It's not like there's no pigment, but this is exactly what these Kosas eyeshadows are. They're just like minimal, which is why I love them. So this is what it looks like. I'll do it in another, like maybe in my car. I feel like the light's always either the worst or the best in there. We got a new chair. Can you see it? Oh, it's yellow. It's so amazing. I love it so much. I'll insert a little clip of it here. But that's not why you're here. That's not why I'm here. Let's see. It's about 3. No, it's about 4. So I've had this on my face for 4 hours. So a good mid-level check-in. Let's zoom in and see what it looks like. Words are hard. Okay, camera. Can you focus? There you go. So it's holding up pretty good. I'm gonna need to find something with a mirror because I need to see in depth. Honestly, I see a difference in this eye, but that's only if I'm like looking up close with this tiny little mirror. This is the eye with the primer. This is the eye without. The eye without just is like exactly what the goal of the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow is. Very diffused, very ethereal, very kind of like, oh, what? I have eyeshadow on? No, not really. That's what this is. Can you see that? The side with the primer, it's just a little bit deeper. But again, I think it's only if you're looking for it. So far, honestly, this has I'm using my middle finger. Oh, I got my nails done. Look at that. I just needed some dark nails in my life. But I feel like it's holding up better, a little bit better than the old formula. But it's not gonna be the longest lasting shadow. That's not the goal of it. The goal is that you have it on, like, it looks like you didn't do anything. Obviously, like, this is like more of a red pinkish color, so it's a little bit more obvious, but I bet if you had the globe shade, it would just kind of dissipate with the day, which is kind of what you want. I mean, I'm splitting hairs here to see the difference, so I think you could probably wear the new one maybe without a primer, which is pretty cool, because the old one, I didn't find I could ever do that. So we'll see how long we can last, hopefully another 4 more hours, and check in then. Whoa, shit. Hi guys, I'm back and I'm in a different outfit. It's a different day. It's actually a different week because I forgot to film the final check-in to wrap up this video on the 10-second shadow, which worked out really well because I've had more time to play with it. And it's an interesting shadow in the fact that, like, I feel like it's different every time I use it. And some days I'm like, okay, I can get behind this, I like it. And then other days I'm like, I want to wash all my makeup off. So I'm going to do a check-in at the end of the day because I do want to show you what it looks like after like a full day. But I also want to show you what I'm running into as I am applying it because it is 9 in the morning right now. So let's zoom in. Okay, so this eye is the one without primer and this eye is the one with primer. I use the NARS smudge proof, whatever tinted stuff. I use it for everything, so I know it's a good one. This side, and I've also put down like over 2 coats because I'll tell you, this side I kept trying to blend out the edge and I would do it tapping with my finger or like slightly tapping with the brush like this, just trying to blend it out so it wasn't a harsh line. And it would literally like peel off my face. Like even here you can see, like if I try to blend that out, the color is gone. This eye I think is a little bit better with the primer, and I think my theory on that is that when you blend out the pigment, it goes away. But because you have a base, hopefully like a tinted base, it makes it so it's less noticeable, less stark. Whereas on this side, when you blend it, you're not just blending it, you're like taking the shadow off. Like it just comes off. So it's not really great because you're either stuck with the exact shape that you lay down when you put it on, or you blend it off. But like there's no way to get a subtle, nice, smoky, rounded blended edge. Like it just feels impossible. And this side feels chunky. It feels like I'm looking at it in my little mirror. It just looks patchy. It looks patchy as hell. And then like places that the pigment is there, it won't blend out, so it's stuck there. And then others are bald. It's also not very shimmery, which is kind of like the point of this shadow. It's supposed to be like ethereal and light and shimmery, but now it's just kind of like I look like I'm sick. So, like I said, I will check in at the end of the day. Ah! My whole mirror fell. I'm gonna check in at the end of the day and we'll just see what it looks like. But right now, it's kind of a pass in my book. I just find it to be too difficult for something that's supposed to be so simple. And the old one was simple. It might not wear like 12 hours, 14 hours and be exactly as you saw it, but it faded so beautifully that it worked. This one, I'm like, if I can't even put it on and it looked nice, then like, what's it gonna look like at the end of the day? And is it even worth the trouble of putting it on? So those are my thoughts right now, but we'll check in. I'll probably do a brief check-in at the end of the day and I will see you then. I'm back. It's 30 minutes later. I can't do it. Especially this eye with no primer. It is so bad. This eye is okay. Like, obviously I would wear it with the primer. This eye looks like I played with like watercolors and I'm 5 years old and I was just like, meh, 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 meh. Let's look. Okay. Do you see what I'm talking about? Closer to my lash line, it's like a little bit more pigmented. Everywhere else, it's just a hot mess. Whereas this eye, it feels a little bit better, but I'll close them both so you can see. Also, I am like squatting right now, so it's like doing a wall sit so I can show you guys what it looks like. Okay, I know. I should last the whole day, but it also doesn't help that I don't like the skin tint, which has nothing to do with the eyes, but basically I look disgusting, like so bad. I don't know how products that are so simple can make you look so bad. There is a bald patch right here from the Jaclyn skin tint. This is crazy. I'm taking it all off. Bye guys, thanks for watching. I would not recommend these. Sorry, I just can't recommend them. I'm sure there's other stuff out there. I know there are, and these are just not them.